Good day, Lagos. How are you doing today? My name is Prezi, and it's great to actually have you here on the Tea Time show here on Plus TV Africa. I believe you're doing so well. Now, on the show, actually, today is actually Wednesday, as you already know, and today's content is always quite extraordinary. But before I actually get to talk a lot about what will be happening today on the show, I'd like you to actually, make welcome with me my co-host on the show. I have by my side Deborah and also Priscilla. How are you doing, ladies?
You did not greet me well enough. You want to greet me. I'm not Princess to the back of
Okay, Princess Debbie.
Thank you.
Princess Debbie, how are you doing?
I can answer.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. Yeah.
The positivity today, as we started this week with so much positivity, and it's still flowing on.
Yeah.
Love it.
It. So yeah,
Bad energy, stay far away. Yeah, we can't relate.
Anyways, before we kick off the show, I would like you to actually join us. Some of the conversation we'll be having here on Plus TV Africa Lifestyle on YouTube. But make sure you actually first subscribe before you get to actually join some of the conversation, and also give us your opinion on what you think about some of the topics we talk about here, and share your opinion as well. Okay. Before we start off the show, I would like to actually ask, what's the most exciting thing about this week for you guys?
Oh my God, funny enough, this week for me has just been blessed. That's the word. It has been blessed.
Did you make money though?
Yes, everything like, oh Jesus. You know why I said starting
She's
of this
lying,
week?
no.
I'm not.
It's a man that is making her blush this time.
Okay,
Don't mind that. He's man.
Alright, there you have it. Before we go on, actually.
Okay, for me, we are gradually approaching salary week.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've just been looking forward to that. Like, I can't wait to Dorime. Yeah.
You like Dorime too much, your salary.
No, Sabi. I choose to do what.
Alright, we'll kick off right now with the trending videos. As you already know, here on Tea Time Show, we like to actually start off the show with trending videos, and this is the first trending video for today. Sitting here in Lagos, or as Lagosians, especially we that, laborers here in Lagos.
Laborers?
Actually, yeah. Well, laborers, the labor force, so to say.
I'm not a laborer.
The thing exactly is that people just end up working every single day, and they forget that you need to have fun. And that's one thing I like about this video. So I don't know, do you actually subscribe to that idea where you are making money and you actually try and still have small fun? There will be shege is every day.
Salary to do Dorime.
The first thing is that the song in that background, like, okay, I'm a piano. But let's not forget the central message. Shege management. That creator, like, Shege. Who comes up with Shege management? What is Shege management?
Someone that says like Shege Pro Max.
But I actually get the fact.
Increase your vocabulary.
True.
Yeah.
I actually get the fact that problem no dey finish.
Actually.
So make you try the enjoy. Hey, problem no dey finish.
This is something we should actually tell
another.
I think they are fully aware.
So while you're grinding hard, making them money, making them moolah, also try to, enjoy on the side, because next of kin, all what you've worked out for, next of kin, if you blow up one day, Dorime. So just try to enjoy. Shege management is very crucial in this part of the world.
Actually. Moving over now to the next trending video for today. No. No. I mean, it's so funny actually, seeing this video, because I love Nigeria, that's all I'll say, because there's every single thing out there that concerns this country that is always hilarious. And this is just one of them, because even me, myself, I know when I'm inside my house, right, when I hear this sound, it just makes me understand that they brought the light, right? And from this video, I understand that, I mean, maybe power supply wasn't as, you know, as constant. But I mean, now it's changed to an extent,
Where?
for some people. But I just know that this sound is like an alarm. When people hear this sound, you know, it just gives them that happiness, and they're so excited that, oh, there's now light.
You know, the funny thing was that a few weeks back,
Yeah.
Deborah and I were walking on the road, and then we heard the sound of the road.
Then you came back.
No, we didn't come back. We were still walking on the road. We were still walking on the road. And then I told her about like my childhood days.
Yeah.
At home then that year, we had that siren in the house. So every single time, I remember, single time we hear the siren, everybody's like, turn it off. Because it's so loud and frustrating.
Turn it off.
So is it that loud?
Like, yes,
let me give
Well,
you a
it's loud, but like
because
I mean, on the
you
good
hear
side,
other people's siren from their house, and that's how
true.
you know that there's
Your own,
light.
yeah.
Not to talk about when you now have it in your
own,
house.
okay.
So you're like,
That's true.
understand.
You told me.
And I mean, for those who are coppers, they will relate very well with sounds like this. So.
What do you mean? But anyway, let me put this out there. After the sound of credit alert, when I hear my phone say and I check and I said, oh,
goodness.
credit alert.
Why?
This is my next favorite sound.
Okay,
And it
tell
is
me
a
about
sad
it.
reality because it is not meant to be that way.
Exactly.
We should
But
be
that's
used
why I
to
said
constant
it's a
electricity.
good thing being in Nigeria.
And the thing is,
It's a good thing.
The thing is,
yes,
I think we are actually ignoring a part of that message.
Yeah.
We saw that girl, the moment she saw the lights come on, she went
rushed
to
to
charge
plug her
all
phone.
her devices. She went to pump water
water.
just because she knows that this
And she
light,
didn't want to use gas.
I'm not gonna last forever. That is the name of our life
I
in
mean,
Nigeria.
that's why I said it's the true
And
nature
that
of
is
Nigeria.
really bad. That is
Yeah.
disheartening, but I love the fact that there are just some things that we can all relate to
Major
as Nigerians. Even if you stay in Aso Rock, believe me, you will still relate to this siren. I don't want to know. You relate to it. So all these things bring us together as one. I love it.
It's really, I love it. I don't love it.
Well, I also love it actually. Moving over to the next trending video number 3.
What's the time? 12:13. Okay, let me round it up to 12:15. By 12:15, I'll start reading. 12:15 have passed. Now this 12:22. Let me round it up by 12:30. On God, I'll start. Try 1 minute after. Again. Oh, let me wait till 12:35.
Oh, I'm not too much.
One more. 2:15. One more. Time has already gone like this, so I'll read in the night, Shari.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about this video based on my own experience as a student back then in school, right? I know there were times when I want to read, and I did a lot of experiments. You soak your leg inside water and say, "Oh, you will not sleep," or you do those exercises just to avoid.
You don't want to know my story.
You know. And going by this video, he told himself, oh, let me just press my phone a little, then I will read. But unfortunately, this is just one problem about procrastination, right? And time wasting. We are our own distraction sometimes, you know. So I don't know if you've actually had this kind of experience before.
Anyway, about what you said about looking for different techniques
Yeah.
to make your reading seamless. I used to sleep under the bunk because I would feel like, under bunk back then in
did you
school.
do that?
Because I would feel like if I'm not comfortable, even if I want to sleep,
under the bunk first?
I'll just crawl underneath it. I'll carry my book, carry torchlight, wear
And
my
that will help
torchlight
you
on my
read?
head. I was just deceiving myself. Cause that you get a name, you get
glad
a
you said
name.
that.
You know, when you're supposed to study, you're supposed to start preparing from the beginning of the semester or the beginning of the term. You'll not be like, oh, it's not just this, because then 2 days before exam, who has a complete note in
Oh my
business
God,
studies?
you
Who
just-
are you whining,
You
girl?
just reminded me of
Who are you
something
teasing?
from
But
uni.
wait, let me now talk about what happened in that video. Now, you see the idea of reading on your phone, PDFs. I can tell you that during exams, we get like 2 million PDFs. You start seeing PDFs flying up and down, like Arik Air, as if they transported it from, I don't know. These PDFs, they are a joke, because the moment you start reading a PDF, you just hear something like, oh, did you see what they posted on? Oh, you leave that PDF. By the time you
another
start mindless scrolling on TikTok, you start saying, did you see what happened on this one? Did you see what happened on this one? Nothing beats the olden days method of writing out your notes and reading. You see that PDF thing?
Well, even if
copies
you
of
write
those,
and you still don't read the note, there's no difference basically.
No, but the point she's trying to pass right now is that it's different when it's on your phone and it's different when it's on
when it's
Okay, true.
handwritten or when you
because
print it
if
out.
You can get easily
Yes.
distracted from your device.
true.
Reading
Not
physically,
from-
reading virtually, I've tested both. Another I'll tell you is Just make sure you pass your exams. That's all.
This what you said before earlier, it reminded me of Awoko. You know how people wait till last minute before they now start reading, and then suddenly they think that they can absorb everything overnight.
You start cramming.
They will go for Awoko and sleep. Because the day before the exam,
or even late nights, what they call it, isn't night
overnight
class? Night
yes,
class, yeah.
They call it overnight,
and
they call it something. You hear la cram la pour. My own issue is even that my la cram la pour. I'll now mismatch it. I'll use a different name for a different year because we used to have to cram years. History. You learn the years, you learn the name. Then I start mismatching the names, and the teacher will just circle it for me, and just. Yeah.
What did you read?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't recommend.
The major idea of this conversation is, as a student, even as a human being, you should try and not be a distraction to yourself.
True.
If you have to do something, do it, and keep distraction aside. While saying that, actually, we'll move over right now to. Please don't do that. So while we actually are having this conversation, we'll move right now to the last trending video for today.
I know that you hate me. If you're just turning, you're welcome. My name is AI Green. AI Green. I know that you hate me. If you're just turning, you're welcome. My name is AI Green. AI Green.
This conversation about what AI has done to people is making people go all local already, And looking at this video,
That's a lady.
I mean, a lot of things happen on the social media, right, these days, especially with some of these social media platforms. Like TikTok, I know a lot of persons now spend so much time on TikTok. But this exploration of what AI is and how people can change their face with AI, do a lot of things with AI. I just feel like it's making some people go crazy already. So I don't know what you guys have to say about this.
So the first thing I have to note is that when you see, there's always a Nigerian factor in things. Whatever is happening abroad, the moment they bring it to Nigeria,
it's going to turn to
oh my God,
else.
they just instill that Nigerian factor in it. And be like, God, why? I'm sure TikTok will even be wondering, what am I looking for in a country?
But they'll be excited, actually. We are helping sell. That's the good part.
I get that though, but in that light, it's like we are making a mockery of ourselves on that space. Well, because let me use this social media lingua. Let me use this lingo. Shame, liver, the dog charges for my bank. Because what is that? Are you trying to form Jadorita or Jarvis AI? Hello, hi. What is that?
This is what Jarvis cost. This is Jarvis.
No.
But she's only trying to just create the content, actually.
So that is your own.
But you know how Jarvis got that popularity, or rather that platform from
AI.
From this whole AI hello and all this rubbish. So somebody else mimicking it, we already know that yes, they got their inspiration from this kind of person doing this thing continuously, and then Nigerians have this tendency to always overdo some kind of thing.
I have something to chip in there. I think another issue we have as Nigerians is that it's not even Nigerians, as individuals, is that sometimes we tend to copy. When we see something, we try to imitate that. See, now the best thing to do is stay original to yourself. Come up with your idea. Let other people, be the source of inspiration to other people. I believe you can draw inspiration from other people, but rebrand it in a way that it will even look more better appealing than the original version. I think whatever she's trying to do, she just looks like Jadorita from Temu, or I don't know, a knockoff or something. Apologies. So, but that's what.
Well, anyways, I mean, as much as that video was comical, I just feel like
you should comment.
We should just know how to utilize some of these tools. Like, for instance, even ChatGPT, right? We've noticed that Nigerians are using it now, for a lot of crazy stuff. As much as it is a knowledge-giving kind of platform, but you need to see some of the things that some people are using it for. But let's not go actually into that.
I'm curious though.
We'll talk about that later. Okay. So we'll now move over right now to the discussion for today. Some of the stories that actually were making rounds in the social media, possibly as at yesterday and also today. First story here today is about Joeboy. Joeboy now has revealed his relationship deal breaker. He stated that he dislikes women who talk excessively and those who constantly seek validation on social media. In a recent interview, he clarified that he distinguishes between expressiveness and excessive talking, and also cited social media validation seeking as a red flag. Now, one thing I like about this conversation, or what Joeboy came out to say, as much as I don't care about his relationship status and all of that, but I want us to speak on the fact, where he mentioned about he cannot date somebody who talks excessively, which is a problem, and that actually made me like do a little experiment on myself. Like, would I actually want to date somebody who talks too much? Ladies, first of all, let me hear from you before I now say my own part.
From me?
Yes, I want to hear. Can you actually date somebody, or do you even have an issue with somebody who talks too much?
Yes, that's a very big issue.
Okay.
Why would I want to stay with someone that talks from morning till night? And at the end of the day, if they now keep on talking about themselves, it's very disturbing. That's not something I want to listen to.
Okay, but there are times when people talk excessively, but whatever they are saying still makes sense.
It's not about making sense. There are sometimes that
You should just close your mouth.
Exactly. You just don't want to hear it. If you want to talk, like, calm down, like pipe it down a bit. Probably talk from 8 a.m. to like 8:30.
Why are you timing?
And keep quiet till like 9 o'clock and talk for like extra 10 minutes and like give me a break.
Prezi,
Okay.
I would respectfully put it to you too that
Please respect me.
you never loved
Actually,
that
you're a
person
victim here. You're a victim
I'm
here,
not.
but it's fine. Let's hear
No,
from you.
let's
Go
put it
ahead.
this way. I have a friend. Shout out to Olaide, whatever she is. I have a friend. She doesn't talk. If she's here, you wouldn't hear a word from her mouth. But when she's around people she's comfortable with, she lets loose. She's like a cannon that was released. She talks, just because she's in your presence. She feels comfortable around you. So I wouldn't call that excessive talking.
But there's like
someone that is watching from the side, I'm like, this girl talks too much. And it's just because you're comfortable around that
People,
person.
yeah.
So I really feel like love bears everything. Once you start nitpicking and saying, oh, she talks excessively, oh, she talks too much, I believe you never loved the person. You've never loved the person from the inception. So I feel like if you really love the person, this won't be an issue. You claim someone that talks excessively, that it's an issue for you, like you talk too much. That's music. That sound will even be like music to your ears. That, okay, my favorite radio.
But there's where excessive talk will get tiring. Now,
I feel like for this particular story, we are not looking at it from the angle of love.
Yeah.
We're looking at it from the angle of talking too much. I know it's
we
a
are looking at
relationship.
it from the angle of love. Don't remove love from me.
I know
please.
it's a
Don't do that.
relationship story.
Don't do
but
that.
there are sometimes that in a relationship, fine, your partner might talk a lot because you're more comfortable with you and stuff. But then there's some kind of moods that you'll be in that
you just don't want to hear anything.
You've already twisting this thing.
So let me not look like I didn't say my own part.
No, hold on. I still have something to say.
Okay.
But what I have to say is that every time relationship, can't you people praise God? Relationship.
Anyways,
let's wrap it up.
Just
please.
before
tell Joeboy that.
Joeboy, wrap it up.
Let me actually say so I just feel like, like he said, that there's a difference between expressiveness and excessive talking, right? Now, even if you are talking too much, for me personally, I know that, for instance, if I have a partner who talks too much, right, I would see it more like a bad thing, so to say. Like I said, if you are making sense, like you are talking too much, but what you are saying is always making sense, I might not have issues with it. But I still know that there's this saturation point where I would get tired, because, at some point, you will get tired of hearing too much of information, you know.
Another thing is, let's explore that social media angle. There are some people like that. Every morning, you see them post on their status, like, oh, I have so many fans. They all love me. And meanwhile, all these comments are Joro to Joro. You are the one texting yourself from your burner account. You see people like, slay us.
Oh, that's
your
true.
sword.
True.
Why do you need? I don't even know what to say, because you see, I'm not kidding you. I kid you not. They are ridiculous fans, and people who feed off this type of comment too much. Some people be like, the love is massive. Why? Please.
I think I can understand what you're saying.
People that seek validation on social media, if they don't have likes,
that's cringy.
Sorry, let me just add one more thing. There are people that if they don't have likes on their pictures, if they don't get comments on their pictures, they pick fight. They start getting bothered. Like
with what?
With maybe their friends, their immediate friends. That I posted this picture. Is it that it's not fine? Is it that picture is not fine? They start obsessing over it because they did not get likes on that picture. So why are you seeking validation? You know you look good the way you are in real life. The people that matter to you, they told you that, girl, you look good, you ate.
You know,
4 plus 4 equals to 8.
There's this kind of social media feeling. I don't know how to call it. Should I say rush?
Yeah.
That by the time most people post, I'm not like a social media person, so I'm not really clear on that. But I know that there are sometimes that when people post and they don't get the amount of likes that they
Traction.
want,
They start feeling
They
depressed.
start depressed.
Yeah, there are people who do that
Yes,
actually.
another
Trust me.
point I want to explore here is that I think what Joeboy is also saying is that there are some people that they tell Joeboy, their boyfriend, like, oh, on Valentine's Day, you must buy me flower, you must buy me
Okay, so that
chocolate.
they can
I have to
post.
post.
All right.
I have
Just
to put
like
on my
just like
Instagram.
what happened,
Why?
just like what happened during, I think it was Christmas. You know, a lot of persons were doing
Pyjamas.
these pajamas.
Alright.
You know, and even me, I had a friend who now said, that these pictures are already too much. That what will people think that, you know? So he had to do his own too.
Who cares?
Now that is the social media
So he felt compelled.
to do it.
Alright.
So that he could follow the trend.
trend.
You know, I mean, since he has a family, so let him just do the same thing, right? And it just boils down to how the social media can pressure one to like do.
But
a
you
lot
know,
of
there's
stuff.
actually two sides to this. The pajamas thing, it's something that I also like. So I'm not saying that it has to be a trend. What if he was just taking it because it's just something he wanted for his family?
How did he see it?
That's
How did he get that
true.
inspiration?
How did he get
No,
inspiration?
true. He got it off the internet, but it's something that he admired.
Okay.
Okay. That
It's something
makes
Yeah,
that he
that's-
likes.
He's not
yes,
doing it
that's-
for
it's
the
not, it's not
validation.
for the validation.
But-
Now,
but
it's
there are
something that,
people-
okay, I just want my family to have this picture of all of us wearing the same Christmas pajamas just for memoir.
Yeah, I
That
guess.
makes a lot
I
of
get.
sense, though.
I get. But I mean, there are still people who didn't necessarily do it because, I mean, if you check, maybe they've never even done a shoot with their family in their life before. But because they just want to like, oh, let me just do it so that, you know, people will see that I followed the trend and all of that. You know, it seems somehow actually.
People are still deviating from this topic. There are still some girls that, you know, the kind of person you are dating, his salary is 80,000 naira. You start pressuring the poor, but pity this boy. You start pressuring him that I want flowers. If you want to propose to me, don't propose to me inside the house, so even I will return. Propose to me in ShopRite.
Anyway,
It's
those,
ShopRite.
those kind
So I
of
can post
those
on
kind
my
of
page.
girls, do they?
Why?
Well, I don't know. Those
Why
kind
did
of
you
ladies.
call ShopRite?
Not
Probably
even
not.
just girls, even the guys, they are guilty of this also.
Alright.
Anyways, we can't exhaust this topic
Okay.
because I feel like we're already going so deep and we might just stay on this topic for a long time. But let's just move over to the next story. This one talks about Lady Gaga. She actually came out to talk about why people are criticizing the idea of ageism in pop music industry. She stated that it is insane to consider women in their late 30s as being too old to be pop stars. She also made this statement while accepting a particular award at a music award ceremony. So I think this is actually one conversation we've not really had, you know. I mean, we know that Gaga is getting old to an extent. If you see some of her pictures, you will see that she's trying to cover the whole old age thing, right? No, it's true. You know, when you are aging, you still want to look all beautiful and all of that. We understand that, right? But I think I understand what she means, where she said people are trying to say, oh, that if you're in your late 30s, you are not really worth it being a pop singer.
Even
You know the
job,
funny
even
thing?
job. Sorry, let me just interject this there. Even jobs, when you want to apply for jobs, they say
Thank you.
between the ages of 20 to 25.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, you wrote JAMB. JAMB kept on jamming you. Universities were not accepting you until you were like 23, 24. Some gained admission at the age of 24. Are you trying to tell me that there's no hope for people like that to get a job in
Anyways,
Nigeria?
I just feel like,
then
yeah.
we're not talking about the job
Yeah,
aspect
ageism.
now.
Yeah.
Ageism.
This we're talking about like in
Industry.
the industry, in the
Yeah.
music industry and the rest. You started it off with saying she's old, and that was what her message was centered at.
Wait, I
It's
said,
basically people are already categorizing people that are aged, or rather, they're not so advanced in age, but they're already considering them old because there are so many people that are way younger.
But Fissy,
Do you understand where I'm
No,
coming
but-
from?
but-
let's be realistic.
but-
though.
No, although
Physically.
they are more advanced in age compared to a 22-year-old girl. A 32-year-old person cannot really compare their age. They are advanced, but that does not mean that they are old.
Let's explore
I
this
get-
fact.
Most people do not want to listen to them again because they feel like, oh my god, I don't vibe with that kind of thing.
Right,
I
No,
don't
get
do
I
it.
don't think that's it.
I think the age is not even about the facial
look.
stuff.
Hold
It could
on.
also be about the experience as well. The fact that they are declining, so to
Experience.
say, in the industry. You know, when you're already like aging, so to say, people just relate it to your craft. That you might not be able to do most of those songs that you do, or you might not be able to
don't
like
agree with
produce.
I don't think so as
don't
well.
agree
There are
with
so many actresses, there are so many musicians that
I'm not saying
till
they are not.
today
Yeah?
they look younger than me.
Nobody is exploring my
And-
angle. The angle I have right here is that I think the issue here is that it's not about you being old. I think pop music industry is dominated by the teens. We can see K-pop now, the BTS music group, amongst others. But I think what the issue here is that we, right here in this country, we see women that are like 45, 50-year-old, pushing 50. They still dress like 18-year-olds. You still see them wearing BBL fashion clothes.
But that's all personal
I think that is
decisions, though. I mean,
exactly. I think that is where ageism comes to play, because you see their fans telling them that dress your age.
Yeah.
You are too old for this. Your firstborn is my mate. Dress your age. So I think that is what these critics are still. It's part of what they are factoring
That's
in
one of the
to this.
things. But then I feel like there are some people that are also advanced in age that look way younger as well.
Yeah.
That they can dress just like.
That's why I say it's personal.
I don't think so, though.
You could be
not- I
getting
wouldn't like
old
to
and
see my
still
mom
act like
was-
you are getting old. You could be getting old and dressed like you are making it obvious to people that you're actually
old.
aging,
Anyway,
right?
this is
and
just,
that's why I said it's personal, right? But I still believe, for me, I personally believe that your age doesn't determine how good you are, right? I mean, she, as a person, Lady Gaga, still does absolutely well,
We have
with the music
wonderful
thing.
actresses too in
So I don't
Nigeria.
think anybody should attach age to craft.
I
It
don't
doesn't
think
really
so.
make sense,
It doesn't make
actually.
sense. You have the likes of Tiwa Savage, you have the likes of Toke Makinwa, Ireti, Doyle, Shafi Bello,
You
lot
know
of
them
people
all.
in
You know them
Nigeria.
all. You know
Yeah,
them
you know.
Anyways,
I'm quite advanced in age too, but I
we'll
won't tell
pause
you
right
before.
now and go on a music break. And when we come back, we have an exciting conversation we'll be having with a special guest on the show. We'll be right back.
Yippee.